Nicki Minaj just called out Gucci Mane's wife, Keyshia Ka'Oir, after that wild Breakfast Club interview blew up. During the talk, Keyshia was asked about Gucci Mane's schizophrenia and how she handles it. She admitted that whenever he's having an episode, she takes his phone, deletes his apps, or even changes his passwords if needed. She said it's the only way to stop him from jumping online and saying things he doesn't actually mean when he's not in the right headspace.
For you, what was it like just trying to protect the business that you guys have built while
I have a system.
Personally...
I take his apps off his phone. First thing I do, I delete Instagram. I delete everything. Even if I got to change his password, I'm changing it because I don't need the public to know he's having an episode. You realize you'd never know about any other episodes since September 13th because I control that. Because you're not going on Instagram, you're not going on Twitter, it's deleted. You know, and I just control everything at home. And now before the episodes come, I catch it.
So it looks like Nicki Minaj wasn't having it. She clearly felt some type of way after seeing people online say that Kenneth Petty should be doing for her what Keyshia Ka'Oir does for Gucci Mane. Nicki fired back on Twitter and she did not hold back. She wrote, "Gucci wife has been trying to be me for years, been dying for the spotlight for years. She's there to keep Gucci sedated. Gucci hates Deborah Aney, which is Waka Flocka's mom. They don't want Deb around me. She's around me now. Charlemagne the fraud. Jay-Z's friend and business associate using iHeartRadio for these disgusting ploys against innocent families. He was around Wendy before her life went to hell. The book stops here, baby. Bookmark this tweet. Y'all really do not understand who I really am. Bring it. Let's play. Y'all want attention? Let's do it. LAPD. Where's the evidence of my home being swatted with a toddler inside 4 times? Republic Records stand up for me any effing day." Nicki wasn't done there. She posted a photo of Jay-Z with the caption, "I'm your karma." That shook the internet. Then she followed up with another tweet saying, "To all the aspiring artists and young superstars, y'all not on the radio being interviewed because the agenda needs to be pushed first. If you can't already see what's happening, may you forever be cursed. You're already blind, now you're cursed too." She made sure to add that she has no issues with Republic or Universal, saying that's what they want, but they won't get that. And if that wasn't enough, Tasha K jumped in, claiming that doctors are allegedly being paid to diagnose Nicki Minaj with schizophrenia. This whole situation is wild and getting deeper by the minute.
It's like, hey, what do all these people have in common? Michael Jackson and all of them, and they have doctors, and these doctors, you know, diagnose them with certain things. Kanye West. I mean, it's even happening to Desiree Perez's daughter, Demery, how she had certain doctors pinned aside to try to 5150 her daughter and put her into a conservatorship, you know, according to her daughter. And so this is not something that is like a conspiracy theory. This shit actually happens. But if they're able to separate Nicki and Kenny, that makes Nicki vulnerable because your husband is your power of attorney. Your husband is your signator on all of your accounts in the event anything goes wrong. Michael wasn't married. Britney Spears was married, but of course they control all of that. And so the mere fact that all these narratives are out about Kenny stealing this to buy chains and buy that, that's not what it is. It's like, you know, they got doctors that are giving out these diagnoses saying that she's schizophrenic and
people started twisting Tasha K's words, making it sound like doctors had officially diagnosed Nicki Minaj with schizophrenia. But that's not what she said at all. She claimed that doctors were allegedly being paid to slap that label on Nicki, not that it was real. Still, some fans think that's not even the reason Nicki went off on Keyshia Ka'Oir. They say it's deeper than that. Keyshia was basically saying Nicki and other artists came up under Gucci Mane, yet nobody ever gives him his flowers.
Keyshia said nope.
Let me say this. It is still kind of like paying it forward because when I got out, all those artists did come back and do songs with me. You know what I'm saying?
But when you were down, did they help?
They did.
Yeah. They don't acknowledge him. Yeah. He doesn't care or feel that way, but from the outside looking in, they should acknowledge him, you know?
I feel like Gucci gets looked at as a hip hop pillar though. I feel like
I feel like they look
I feel like Gucci gets his just due as an iconic figure in hip hop and all the artists he put on.
No,
but it ain't.
What would you like to see, Key? Like,
I would like them, all of them, to acknowledge him, even if they win an award. Acknowledge him because he gave you the stomping ground.
Mm-hmm. Most people don't know Nicki Minaj came out of that camp. French Montana came out of that
all
camp.
of
Most
them.
people don't know half those people. We know.
Yeah.
Some people think the real reason Nicki Minaj went off on Keyshia Ka'Oir wasn't even about that schizophrenia talk. It was something deeper. Maybe it's because Keyshia said something that rubbed her the wrong way or hinted at something bigger behind the scenes. What do you guys think? Did Nicki snap over that, or was it really about something else?
Minaj calls out Gucci Mane's wife Keyshia Ka'Oir for trying to be like her. So you had Nicki Minaj calling out Keyshia Ka'Oir, basically saying Gucci Mane's wife's been trying to be like me for years, been dying for the spotlight for years. She's there to keep Gucci sedated. Gucci hates Deb. She also went on to call out Charlemagne the God, them other joints where y'all can't see. That's what she's doing. At first, I'm like, damn, Nicki, what Keyshia Ka'Oir do? But then I started seeing the different pics of her dressed in the same outfit as Nicki. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Nicki kind of got a point on that. But I will say, damn, you know, sometimes you got to look at it as a compliment when somebody's trying to dress like you when you're as big as Nicki. But I guess Nicki doesn't see it that way or whatever. She like, man, shorty over here biting my style, wearing what I be wearing. I'm like, damn, I mean, she can't say she ain't trying to look like Nicki Minaj when there are all these pictures of her looking like Nicki, right? I believe Nicki was like, Gucci and them don't want her chilling with Deb, which is Waka Flocka's mom, but she's like, man, I still be hanging with Deb. But I'm like, damn, she ain't even trying to hide the bite, right? You out here biting Nicki, you ain't trying to hide the bite. I guess if she comes out saying, look, I look up to Nicki, I like Nicki, I be trying to dress like Nicki, then maybe it wouldn't be as bad. But if she's out here acting like she not trying to bite Nicki, then I don't know. Y'all know Nicki petty. Y'all know she.
But most people don't know that.
Migos, Thug.
Yeah. Like most people do.
Because they don't say it.
Now, because DJ Envy decided to be messy and mention Nicki Minaj, she took to Twitter and here's what she had to say. Now, she stated in this very long tweet, which I'm not going to read all of it, but I will read this portion because it's important. She says Gucci's wife, referring to Keyshia Ka'Oir, has been trying to be me for years, been dying for the spotlight for years. She's there to keep Gucci sedated. Gucci hates Deborah. And then she goes on to say that they don't want Deb around me. She's around me now. Now, the Deborah she's referring to is Waka Flocka's mother, but she goes by the name of Deb. That's how we all know her. Then she switches over and refers to the LAPD. She says, LAPD, where's the evidence that my home was being swatted with a Tyler inside 4 times? Pew pews drawn. Republic record. Stand up for me. Any day now, you'll regret it. Now, after their interview with the Breakfast Club, Keyshia Ka'Oir had posted this in her story, and a lot of people were saying it was kind of like shade, but I don't really see the shade. Now, you can pause to read this. She basically tags her husband and essentially says thank you to the people who were DMing her in regard to the book. On her post, which is very long, she goes on to talk about loving your loved ones who have bipolar disorder and how the times of being with someone who has a mental health disorder can be challenging. But you know what? I actually might see the shade because this post gets longer. Now you can pause to read this, but she continues to really rambling is what Keyshia Ka'Oir is doing. And she's saying, the longer episode lasts, referring to a manic episode during bipolar disorder, before you get help, the worse it can become. They become extremely dangerous to themselves and others. Now I told y'all this post was long. She goes on to say in this post, please take accountability for your mental health. Get help. Accept it. There's nothing to be ashamed of. And I feel like there's some shade here. And y'all may not catch it, but I do. Because there was absolutely zero reason to leave these long posts on your page if you